Downsizing is directed by Alexander Payne and stars Matt Damon as Paul Sofronic, a man who lives with his wife but is kind of down on his luck. However, there has been a scientific breakthrough where humans can be shrunk to be 5 inches tall and all their troubles will go away due to their money being almost 10 times what it's worth in real life. It also plays a big part in saving the environment, and this all comes together, or at least should do, in one big story. I'll start off with Matt Damon. Now, he is always a nice presence to have on screen as our leading man, and that is still very much true in Downsizing. His character is pretty down on his luck, and Matt Damon always does a good job with allowing you to relate and bond with him. He is a very charismatic actor, and that is why he is perfect for leading roles. Granted, he does not give a groundbreaking performance or anything, but it was the performance that this movie required it to be. Oscar-winning actor Christoph Waltz is also in this film, and he is brilliant. Christoph is one of those actors who shows up every once in a while and you forget how much you actually enjoy what he brings to films. His character is very entertaining, very eccentric, and he was perfectly cast for that role. My only complaint was that he was not given that much to do. He's there for a lot of the film, but is never given any lines, and his overall connection to the story is very weak. And that is all the good things I have to say. Hong Chow plays a pivotal role in this film as she is the co-star alongside Matt Damon. Her character is the catalyst for everything that happens. Now, nothing against her as an actress, she was fine in the role, but her writing was appalling. The worst part is that they write her as a stereotypical fast-talking Asian character who constantly mixes up words and does not fully understand how to communicate in English. They play this off as being comedy, but it's not funny at all. If anything, it's incredibly irritating. I would even go as far as saying that this character was borderline racism. I believe that this kind of character treatment is unacceptable in this day and age, and I can't believe they're getting away with it. The film is also a real slog. The film is 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it feels more like 3. The problem is that the film's first act is actually quite entertaining, unique, and I may even say fun. But then as soon as you hit that second act, the movie grinds to a screeching halt. The film completely loses your interest at this very moment, and from that point on, the film never manages to recapture you, which means that this film leaves you feeling bored, twiddling your thumbs, considering going to sleep, and just wishing the film would end. This is an awful feeling to attach to your picture. A major issue in this film is that it never decides on the story it wants to tell. On the one hand, it wants to be a quirky comedy film about how life is affected by being 5 inches tall. On the other, it wants to be this awkward social commentary on the environment. Of course, it's totally fine having two stories like this in a single film, however the two never actually come together. If this film would have focused on the actual downsizing storyline and went more down the comedy route, then I feel that the movie would have fared better. But the film gets dragged down by this environmental storyline which is so convoluted and contrived that it means the downsizing storyline is not even relevant anymore. This makes the film lose its purpose, and I wonder why the downsizing element was even there in the first place. This feels like two completely different films in one because the first act is so drastically different to the second and third that it's almost baffling. The biggest crime that this movie commits is that it was completely mismarketed. The trailers for this film only showcase the first act of the movie, or should I say, the good part. The trailers would lead you to believe that the film is a comedy about life being a 5-inch human being. So yes, the film starts out as that, but then quickly takes a turn to a film about social inflictions on the environment and how humans are destroying the world. This is never showcased in the marketing for the film. Therefore, if you are planning on watching this film, even though I'd heavily advise against it, do not watch any of the trailers because it will only lead you to disappointment. Or if you are going to watch the trailers, just know what you're going into here and know that the film is not going to be what was advertised. On the whole, I'd say Downsizing was a huge disappointment. This film is a mismarketed mishmash of ideas which had a great concept but tripped over its laces when it came to the execution. The movie perhaps had a couple of good ideas but can never commit to one or the other, which makes the film feel bloated. Matt Damon and Christoph Waltz tried their very best to save this film from being a total train wreck, but in the end there was no stopping this freight train from growing off the rails. So did you guys see Downsizing? If so, tell me in the comment section below what you liked, what you didn't. Let's get a discussion going in the movie, and as always, please be respectful. And subscribe to The British Critic for more movie reviews and more movie related videos.